Okay.
So good morning and welcome to our webinar. We are recording today's webinar, so if you're listening back to the recording, we're glad you are spending your time with us as well. Ivan and I are the founders of the BNI Foundation. I'm Beth Meisner, and the BNI Foundation has a wonderful new initiative called Business Voices, and I'd like to introduce Ivan just to share a moment about Business Voices and what it means to him. Hi, Ivan. Good morning.
Hi, thank you. And I appreciate everyone coming to today's Business Voices BNI Foundation webinar. This is, I think, an important topic. The BNI Foundation has been working with children in education for many years, and I'm seeing people from all over on this call. I appreciate you taking the time to be here. We really believe, Beth and I, that business has a voice. The business can make a difference. And we had an opportunity to meet and talk with Richard Branson a couple of years ago, and he talked about his concept called the B team. And the idea with the B team is that business can contribute to communities. One of the things that he said is quoted here on this slide: if we could get every single business person in the world, every entrepreneur to play their part, we could get on top of most of the world's problems. Government's not doing it. Nonprofits can't do it all. And so business has a voice, and that's really what Business Voices is all about, is trying to contribute to the communities, to make a difference in the world by working locally. And for BNI, that's about children and education, and you're going to hear a lot of that today. Beth?
Thank you, Ivan. So Business Voices for me is about really living this statement that has Nelson Mandela's picture on it. I saw this billboard in Austin while I was driving, and while I was actually stopped at the stoplight. That's the stoplight for the oncoming traffic. So I wasn't driving when I took the picture, but it really moved me, and it really talks about the heart and the core of Business Voices. What can one person do? I'm only one person. Ivan is only one person. There's only so much we can do to touch the life of a child or an at-risk teen. But together in BNI, if we can inspire each other to step up and to get involved in other organizations that are really having a very big impact in kids' lives, we can multiply our effort, and then in that sense, one person, there's no limit to what one person can do. So we've got some special guests today to share with you what they're doing to be part of this inspirational movement with Business Voices. The first person I want to introduce is a JA Junior Achievement Entrepreneurship Programs Manager. This is Annabella Tracy, and Annabella is going to share with us today about a program the BNI Foundation has been investing in for years, and we wanted to bring it more to the fore and shine the light on that, and that is the company program. From JA of Southeastern Pennsylvania, Annabella Tracy, welcome to our webinar this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the wonderful welcome.
We're excited to have you with us.
I'm definitely excited to be here. So again, my name is Annabella Tracy, and I am the Entrepreneurship Programs Manager for Junior Achievement. So before I get into the ins and outs of company program, I'm just going to fill you in a little bit on Junior Achievement. So we are a global nonprofit, and we've been around since 1919. So we're coming close to our 100-year anniversary. And really what Junior Achievement does is we empower young people to own their economic success. Our programs are volunteer-driven. We serve kindergarten through 12th grade, and we foster work readiness, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy skills. We do this by using experiential learning to inspire students to dream big and reach their potential. So with the JA Company program, it's really our capstone high school experience, and it unlocks the innate ability of students to solve a problem or fill a need in their community through their entrepreneurial spirit. If you could go to the next slide. So it is a 13-week, like I said, capstone high school experience where the students travel on a weekly basis to a corporate host site and along with other students from the area they get together and they launch their own business. The students go through all facets of business launch and development. They sell stock, they decide on their leadership structure, they vet on a product, they come up with their marketing sales plans, they sell a product, they make money, and at the end they liquidate the company, pay back their shareholders. They put together an annual report to share with their stakeholders and family, and then finally they come together at a regional competition where they present their businesses and compete for scholarship money and the possibility of traveling to Washington, D.C. for their national competition. And Ryan will talk a little bit more about that later. But next slide, please. So with JA Company Program, it's a real-life application to the skills that students learn in school. It is an engaging approach that helps them develop and master the 21st century skills that they will need to enter and succeed in the workforce. The program is specifically skill-focused developed, and it focuses on collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, accountability, leadership, decision-making, and teamwork. And for those looking for volunteer experiences, this is really what drives the program. It's skills-based volunteering. So our volunteers are content experts who are guiding and mentoring the students through this process. It's very much a student-run company, but really they're receiving coaching from the best in the business, which is kind of an exciting thing for the students to have that real-world hands-on experience. And finally, the last slide is here. The students who complete the program, one more after that. So the students who complete the program report feeling better prepared to enter the workforce. They have a better understanding of how the business world works. They have an increased desire to attend college and a greater focus on career and personal goals. Part of the curriculum for JA Company Program is that while the students are building their company, they're also doing a lot of personal and self-assessment about their own strengths and really thinking about how those strengths play into the business world and where they plug into different departments, whether it's sales, finance. So it really helps them not only grow a successful business, but really come out with a better understanding of their strengths and what they would like to do with their lives and with their career. And that concludes my presentation on the JA Company Program. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And otherwise, back to you, Ivan.
Thank you very much. And we're going to be opening it up for questions. And so if anyone has a question, please in the questions bar, just send your question in and I'll read it and we'll tackle it one at a time. Thank you very much. I'm going to be introducing somebody here in just a moment, but I wanted to say one other thing about Business Voices. Business Voices is really about finding local charities to work with, local organizations to work with. And it's about not only BNI, but the Business Voices is open to the public as well, to the general business community, to find local charities and support them. And that support can come not only with money, but with time. One of the things that we've found is that giving our time as business people really has value, particularly for young people in mentoring and helping in some way. So as you listen to this, we've highlighted Junior Achievement because we have a long history of working with Junior Achievement, and we really recommend the organization, and that's why we're highlighting them today. I want to introduce one young man now who really did something, I think, outstanding for Business Voices. His name is Ryan Wolchansky. And if the last name sounds familiar, that's because Ryan is Michael Wolchansky's son. Michael is the CFO for BNI. Ryan is 17 years old. He's going to Methacton High School. He started a Junior Achievement project that was sponsored by IKEA, and he plans on going to university to study economics. And his dad is the CFO, so maybe the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Ryan came up with a product that I absolutely love. I have it. I bought one. And what I love about what he's done is that he's also supported the BNI Foundation with this project as well. So, Ryan, I'm really proud of you. You did something pretty exciting, and let me turn it over to you to talk a little bit about the project that you did.
Thank you very much, Dr. Meisner. Let me first off start by saying thank you, Dr. Meisner and Beth Meisner, for having me on. And so I just want to talk about overall, as you can see on the first slide, my company is Beat2O, and we are a junior achievement company located in Southeast Pennsylvania. We were sponsored by IKEA, and as Annabella mentioned, we have a corporate sponsor who is responsible for essentially showing us all of the ropes and the ins and outs to running a business. So if we could go to the next slide, please. So what is Beat2O? Beat2O is a company that was formed by 24 student employees from the area's high schools, and we are comprised of 4 departments: supply chain, marketing, finance, and sales. And each subset also has a vice president, which is all overlooked by the president. And we came up with the product of a waterproof and Bluetooth speaker, which you can see the pictures of there. Essentially, you just hook it up to your phone via Bluetooth or any other device, and then you are able to play music or take calls on it as well. Next slide, please. So what our employees do. As I've mentioned, we have the 4 departments, and to start, all of the employees who come in that first day all start doing market research to try to figure out just what they think a product would be that would be able to apply to not only themselves but also people all around the world. So they find that, and then they research the target audience who we're looking to sell to for our speaker, which we eventually found. And next is bookkeeping, which is a really essential tool to any business. Obviously, you need to be able to manage your funds, give money for the purchasing of the products, and in the very end, cut checks to be able to pay back our shareholders. We all participated in the sales force, so we learned the ins and outs of sales. So whether it be just going up to somebody and asking them if they have gotten their speaker yet, and also we sold at the IKEA corporate headquarters, in our neighborhoods, in our schools. So it was a very valuable tool for us to be able to learn from these volunteers just the best way to sell. And next is the designs. The designs come in a few different aspects. So to start, we have our website, which we designed. One of our employees was able to use a tool to create the website, and we had different pages about us, about our product, and that was a good tool for not only people to learn more about our company, but also if they had any questions about our product, they could reach out to us. And also designing our logo. Our marketing team worked a lot on this because we wanted our logo to speak to people and really catch people's attention. Next slide, please. What did we learn through the junior achievement process? So to start is communication, which is something that is completely vital to any business. And we learned it as a group of individuals who had never really met each other before. It was a new group of people. Obviously, there was 23 other people besides each employee, and we had to break ourselves down into our skills to find where we could best use our talent. and we really needed to communicate with each other, so between departments to get everything done as efficient as possible. As I mentioned earlier, sales, we learned from the IKEA employees just the best way to sell our item, how to get people to really want our product. Junior Achievement Company program has a strong focus on hard work. Not only do students give up 2 hours of a school night to go to the program, but then also work after that, before that. It's really an everyday occurrence that employees would be working on, whether it be the annual report or a product description or just research. And presenting, all employees had to present their ideas to the company, so they were able to strengthen their skills, not only public speaking, but also hearing other people's opinions and being able to really talk to each other. And next is interviewing. At the regional competition, each member of the competition team had to go through an interview about why they thought their company was the most successful as compared to other companies, and also how they could best suit the Junior Achievement program as a whole. Next slide, please. So some of the achievements that B2O was able to accomplish. At regionals, we placed 2nd place, and this was out of 13 other companies. So we were able to compete in events such as, like I mentioned, the interviews, stage presentations, and also the judging of our annual report. And the members of the competition team won 4 individual awards, which include Best Interview, also Best Sales Pitch, an essay competition, and Vice President Award. And from this, because we placed 2nd place, we were able to go to Nationals, which was located in Washington, D.C., which was a great opportunity for everyone who participated. We got to meet people from, me being from Pennsylvania, I met people from Hawaii and all corners of the United States. We also got to hear other businesses talk about what they do and how they, through charitable donations, are able to better the world, such as FedEx. And I also want to lastly talk about, we were able to, with our profits from selling the speakers, we were able to donate to the BNI Foundation. And this was really important to us because we knew we wanted to donate to a cause that was capable of giving that money to a musical educational program. And the BNI Foundation was perfect for us because they were able to allocate our funds to go to the program that we wanted to. And that was one thing that we were always looking to do, is to donate to a charity. So we were able to accomplish that with the BNI Foundation. Next, please. And that concludes my portion of the presentation. Thank you for allowing me.
Ryan, thank you. Thank you so much. I have a double thank you for coming on the call with us and sharing your experience, because I think it just will get more excitement within BNI to actually continue reaching out and sponsoring company program projects like yours. And then secondly, thank you so much. We have never, ever, ever had a student-run company come back and make a donation to the BNI Foundation. So you know, Ivan and I were absolutely floored by you guys doing that, and I want to thank you for that very, very much.
As
so
do
you guys, all of you are an inspiration.
Thank you very much.
You're very inspiring. This is the future of BNI right here on the webinar in this picture. So thank you, thank you. The next guest we have is Melinda Henderson, and Melinda is the Executive Director for JA of the Permian Basin in West Texas, and she's a personal friend of mine. BNI Foundation has supported her work in the Midland-Odessa area and the Permian Basin over the years, and I asked Melinda to come on. Hi, Melinda, by the way. Welcome to our call. I've asked Melinda to come on to actually share with us a little bit about how she is engaging her BNI members, how the BNI members are engaging in the BNI Foundation, the Junior Achievement work through our Business Voices project. And Melinda, whenever you're ready, you can unmute yourself and take away this portion of the presentation. We're really glad to have you on the call with us today.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Gotcha, yep.
Okay, all right. There are, first of all, I do really appreciate the invitation to speak, and the support that Ivan and Beth have personally given our area has been fantastic, and hope that we can continue that relationship. Basically, there's a lot of different ways that BNI members can get involved with Junior Achievement. As you can see, one area is to get involved on a local board of directors. One thing about Junior Achievement is, even though it's a national organization, every Junior Achievement area is autonomous in it has its own governing board, and all of the money stays local in their area, and so it's like a business within a business. So if you can possibly serve on a local board of directors, that's a big help. I have a member of my BNI chapter who serves on my board, and I've had members of my BNI chapter serve on boards of other organizations that I used to work for. You can also serve on some type of a Junior Achievement committee. Maybe board service isn't your forte, but maybe they're needing someone to be on event planning for some of their fundraisers, volunteer development, public relations. There's a lot of different talents within BNI that can be utilized in Junior Achievement on various committees. Maybe you could find out if your Junior Achievement area just needs, if you were a media person, for instance, needs help getting the word out in the media, and you could maybe be that coordinator for them to help them do that. So varying talents can be used in varying ways. You can help by being sponsors for events, getting your company to sponsor a fundraising event they may be having in their area. Right now, we're putting together our 5K run, which is the Jingle Bell Run, in December. So, of course, we're looking for businesses to sponsor that event and underwrite the cost of that event. And it would be fun also sometimes if a BNI chapter would be that sponsor as a whole. For something like that. You can also sponsor financially programs in the classrooms or capstone programs such as the company program. Like I said, every Junior Achievement market is different. My particular market is small. We actually right now do not operate a company program. At the moment, we are working to get to that point. But we do put the programs in the classrooms for kindergarten through 12th grade, and those cost money. For us personally, to put one program in, say, in an elementary classroom, it's about $850 to do that. In different areas that run a whole lot more programs than we do, more amount of programs, the cost goes down. Or you can sponsor an entire elementary school, or you can sponsor an entire junior high. You can say, you know what, my company wants to sponsor a particular type of program. We have a credit union who said, you know what, we want to promote financial literacy, so they have paid for 25 financial literacy programs to be in our 4 high schools. So there's a lot of different ways to support financially. One of the biggest ways you can help, though, is to volunteer to teach programs in the classroom. I think it's one of the best volunteer opportunities available because it doesn't take a lot of your time. It's 1 hour per week for 5, 6, or 7 weeks, depending on the program. Hopefully, everyone could find an hour to get away once a week to go teach these skills to our students. I want to show you right now, we'll come back to this slide in a minute, but if you'll go to the next slide, I have several of my BNI members who have volunteered to go into the classroom. Here you will see these are some thank you notes written to one of our BNI members named Marcus Lopez. He is a financial advisor with Edward Jones, and he actually wasn't even really too much of the volunteering type before. Hadn't really found his place to volunteer. And when he found out we taught financial literacy, he said, you know what, Melinda, I'm going to do this. He basically did it to help me first. And he got in and he taught financial literacy, and he just loved it because this was his niche. This was something where he could really help the kids. And so now he has taught every semester since I've taken over Junior Achievement in Midland, Odessa, even when he's been too busy. This will be his third semester, and he has had kids that he has seen when he's come out of that, and he'll see these kids in town. He'll see them at the grocery store, and they'll go, hey, Mr. Lopez, and they'll tell him, you taught me that I need to pay myself first, and now I'm doing that. I'm taking $20 out of every paycheck, and I'm putting it in a jar. And he's had some that said, you know what, I'm going to come see you when I get enough money saved up, and I'm going to invest it. He's gotten so many rewards back from running into these kids that basically have really told him what you said makes a difference. They have said that they were going to put things that he taught them on their mirror or on their desk to remind them. He taught them if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So they remembered that, and you can see that in those. That's just a couple. He got a whole folder of thank you notes from those kids, and so now he's hooked. He's into that. He is into the JA world, and he's into teaching these kids and going and giving back to the community and making a difference. So he's getting a lot more out of it than he probably felt like he was giving. And you can go back to the other slide. So that, the best thing that BNI members can do is get out in the community, because it also will give them the opportunity to talk about BNI. They can talk about what networking has done for their business and that sort of thing. Some other things you can do, of course, is participate in a local fundraiser. A lot of JA areas have bowl-a-thons, they have galas, they have JA breakfasts, they have brunch, they have all different types of activities to raise money. Go be a participant, go spend $25 to register for a run and help in that way. Also at the bottom I did put BNI, if BNI chapters would sponsor events or participate as a chapter, then you could have your whole group and people can see, you know what, BNI really is involved in our community and wants to make a difference. And then hopefully that will maybe spur new membership for your chapter and show that they really do care and they really are something other than just business people getting together every week trying to increase their own business, but they're giving back. So that is just a few ways you can get involved. Basically, if you want to figure that, look to see if there's a local BNI office in your area and call and see what is it that can we do. Where do you need help? But there's room for the whole chapter to do things as a whole and for each individual member to get involved. And I think that's everything that I have for today. I hope that was what you were hoping to hear.
Absolutely, Melinda. Thank you for that. I think there'll probably be some questions now that we're going to be moving into our open mic section. And I've got a couple of questions, so if they don't come up from the attendees, I'm going to chime in with my questions. But Ivan, will you lead us through the open mic discussion question and answer segment, please?
Absolutely. And if you have a question, you had some great presentations there. If you want to talk to or ask Ryan a question, who was a participant in Junior Achievement, or any of the executives with Junior Achievement about how the program works, now's the time. Just simply find the questions box and send a question and we'll answer it. While we're doing that, I want to start off, I'm going to launch the first poll, Beth, and that is, this first poll is, have you ever participated in any way with Junior Achievement? I have just launched that, and if you would, the panelists I don't think are able to answer. However,
We don't get to play.
you don't get to play, neither do I.
We don't
However,
get to play.
we'd love for everyone else to please answer either yes, no, or maybe you're not sure. So if we can get everyone to vote, we've got a third of you, a fourth of you, over half of you. Just a couple more. We'll know your name and we'll
I love
know your
these
email.
polls. This
Don't
is
vote.
fun.
And I'm going to have one other poll. By the way you vote is just get on the screen and select yes, no, or unsure. And we'll close this poll in just a second, and we still can take some questions. So Beth, while we're waiting for a question or two, why don't you throw your first question out, and then I'm going to close the poll.
Yeah, okay, so obviously, Melinda, you were talking about, if we're not in your particular area to get in touch with you, how can we find out if there's a JA in our community? So is there a place to go? Is there a website where I can go to find a program? How would I go about that? I guess a Google search would be good. But I'm sure you guys have a function of your website, I'm presuming, right?
Yes, you can. You can always just Google Junior Achievement and it will come up. You can try to Google your area, but like for instance, some people may try to Google me, Junior Achievement of West Texas, but I'm Permian Basin. But if you go to JAUSA, then there's a listing there where of every area. But usually when you Google it, if there's a local area, it's gonna pull it up for you. And you can always, like I said, you can always call JAUSA, which our headquarters is in Colorado Springs. You can call Junior Achievement JAUSA in Colorado Springs, ask them, but mainly I would say go online on the internet and look for one in your area. And it'll give you a search where you can put in your zip code and find the nearest Junior Achievement. There isn't a Junior Achievement, in every single market. For instance, in my area, there's no JA in Lubbock right now. There is in Amarillo, there is in Midland, Odessa, but there's not one in the Lubbock area right now. There's one in Abilene. So there isn't a JA always in every area. And some JAs, actually, they may be in an area, but they run several areas. Like up in Wisconsin, there'll be a JA office that runs.
They are all over, though. It's one of the reasons why we like connecting with JA, because they are worldwide. They are called different things in different countries. Beth, do you want to give a couple of the examples in a moment as to what other names they have? I'm
going to do something even better than that, so yes, I will. Go ahead.
We were in, was it Denmark, Beth, where someone from the JA equivalent came up? Do you want to tell that story real quick?
Yeah, so
such a great story. Go ahead.
Yep. We were in Copenhagen, and I had connected with the lady who's on our call here, and with your permission, Erin, I'm going to bring you on to the call in just a moment. Erin runs JA Worldwide. Well, I don't know if you run the whole organization, but she's my contact with JA Worldwide. And Erin put me in touch with the JA Executive Director for Denmark, and he came, he did a presentation. We made a gift to JA, and it's called Young Enterprise. So in some countries, it's called Young Enterprise instead of JA. And as a result of his presentation and our awareness bringing to JA, Young Enterprise in that area, we had a BNI member who came up to me afterward. She said, I'm a mobile hairstylist. I go to your office and I go and set up in a break room and I'll cut people's hair as they come into the break room. That's my job. I started my company as a Young Enterprise program in my high school, and that is why I am in the profession I'm in and why I'm actually in BNI. She was a Young Enterprise student. So Erin, I'm going to open your mic and introduce you. Good morning to you. Thank you for being on the webinar this morning with us.
Thank you for having me so
Surprise
much.
guest. Tell us your official title so I don't give you too much credit or not enough, as the case may be.
That was way too much credit. I am actually the Senior Director of Global and Digital Brand Operations for JA Worldwide.
Well, that's pretty awesome. And so you have helped us get in touch with JA organizations in countries like Thailand and Sweden, Dubai, places like that, right? Ireland.
Yeah, you guys have been all over the world. It's hard to keep up with Beth and Ivan, but we are happy to connect you with wherever you need to go. And just to carry off a little bit on what some of my amazing JA colleagues were saying on the line, if you would like to find out more about JA Worldwide, for instance, JA USA is a great place to kind of find your local area within the U.S. And then JA Worldwide, if you go to the Our Location section, just right on our webpage, you can be connected with any place around the globe. And so we have links to all of their websites and different places. And if you can't find something you're looking for, feel free. Beth has my contact information. She will be able to direct you. But we love partnering with BNI. It's the exact reason why it's so nice to partner with like-minded business individuals who want to give back to the community in a way that makes sense. So we're so honored to be a part of the great work that you guys are doing. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Erin. And Ivan, do you want to return back to the poll? And then I've got one more surprise person. I'm going to open Jeanette's mic in a second and have her say hi. But
All right, and then we do
let's do our next poll.
I will, and then we do have someone who wants to either have me say something or he'll say something. So here's the quick poll. There is a second poll that we'll be doing in a minute. The first one was, have you ever participated in any way with Junior Achievement? And 57% of you said yes, 43% said no. And it's good to know that none of you were unsure. So you know who Junior Achievement is.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to throw it in there because you never know. Sometimes people may think that they
Right.
So.
Right. I went to a race. I kind of heard from the side that it had something to do with JA, but I wasn't really sure. Right. Sure.
Right. So, do you want me to do something next, Beth, or what was it?
You've got another poll question, and while you're bringing that poll question up, I can mention that we did put the JA link on our BNI Foundation Facebook page, so that'll make it real easy for you. If you're getting interested and inspired, or you want to go back and tell your chapter about this, you can find out where your local JA is. So you have a second poll, Ivan?
I do have a second poll. Let me bring it up, and then I'm going to bring Michael Walchansky on. Michael would like to recognize a BNI director that really helped with the program. He was one of the key speakers at the national competition in Washington, D.C. So let me throw the next poll out so everyone can be doing that, and then I'm going to open it up to Michael. Let me see if I know what I'm doing. Here we go. And the next question is, have you, after this webinar, are you interested in participating in a junior achievement program? And we're not going to call you or email you, so it's okay.
No, we don't have a list.
Yeah, well, we kind of do off the webinar, but if you're at all interested, we'd like to get a sense how many or what percentage of our listeners and hopefully BNI members might be interested at all in participating in a local junior achievement program. So please answer that. And I'd like to have Michael just say a word or two about Jerry Schwartz. You wanted to recognize Jerry, Michael. You'll need to unmute your mic. Hang on a second. Maybe Michael.
We've got him live now.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about the technical delay. Beth and Ivan, I think BNI and how we support junior achievement is a fantastic endeavor. And I was surprised when Ryan gave me the agenda for the national competition, and lo and behold, there was Jerry Schwartz, one of our BNI executive directors, who was scheduled to meet early on in that weekend to give a presentation to all. I mean, I'm not sure how many hundreds of kids that were there, but what an impact that BNI had even at the national level. So I think it's a wonderful thing that Jerry Schwartz did as well, and how we all kind of give back to the Junior Achievement Program. I myself, even before I joined BNI, have been a strong proponent through my son and my stepdaughter. I think it's just a wonderful way to develop the youth into becoming future business leaders and carrying on the torch from us as we move forward. So again, kudos to BNI, kudos to Junior Achievement, and I look forward to working with the Junior Achievement Program going forward as well. So thank you, Ivan.
Thank you for that, Michael. And you bring up a really good point. I don't think I officially mentioned that JA is the BNI Foundation's strategic partnership alliance company. We have formed an official strategic alliance with JA, and so when Ivan and I travel, we do always look first for a JA operation in the country or region that we're going to visit, and we do try to highlight them and honor them. They are preparing the future of BNI with the work that they do. So our director in the field, Jerry Schwartz, is so excited to be able to interact with the kids and do their open networking exercise to kick off their whole conference. So Ivan, do you want to get back to the poll, or would you like me to say hello to Jeanette Lee now, who is with JA USA?
Yeah, I'm happy to. We'll close the poll and let me share the poll. There you go. So 86% of our participants in the webinar said that they might be interested in participating in a Junior Achievement Program, and 14% possibly. That's a great number. Really glad to see that. Beth, you want to introduce somebody else? Then we have a comment.
Yeah, I wanted to. I'm sending an audio pin to Jeanette. Give me just a second to do that so that she can speak if she would like to. She might not be able to come on and say something specifically to us. Let me just see if I can get her off of mute.
While you're doing that, let me read something that Glenn Coleman wrote while you're doing that. Glenn just sent a note saying Jennifer Taylor is a BNI member in Greensboro and is a JA instructor. And Glenn's going to reach out to the Glensboro JA director today to get more involved. Glenn, thank you. Thank you for being on the call today, and thanks for volunteering to participate. See, to me, this is what Business Voices is all about. It's not necessarily just about making financial contribution, but time. We heard someone speak some time ago with a children's program, and they asked the young people, what was it, high school age, junior high age, what was it that you would most like from support? Well, what kind of support would you most like? And they were kind of expecting something like iPads or technology. And one of the kids said, I'd like to just spend an hour with a business and just talk to them and ask them questions. And I was blown away by that. They could have asked for a computer, they could have asked for equipment, they could have asked for a basketball, but no, they wanted a little time, just a little time. I was really moved by that, and this is the kind of program that can do that you can not only contribute money, but you can also contribute your time, and that's just as valuable.
Yeah, good point. Well, Jeanette, if you get unmuted, I have sent you the audio link. If you're able to unmute, we'd love for you to chime in and say hi. Jeanette is my contact with JA USA in Colorado Springs, and we've been working together for a number of years. I don't think I'm able to unmute her. Any other questions, Ivan, in the question box?
No, that's everything that we've got at this point. If there is another question, now would be the time to send it. Otherwise, we'll wrap up. And I want to, again, thank everyone for being here today.
I do have one side note to mention. I just found out a few days ago that the JA of the Tucson area is honoring us. I couldn't believe it. They have declared the BNI Foundation their Foundation of the Year there. So our executive director and franchise owner, Chrissy Curry, will be attending that. I think Chrissy's actually on their board as well, and we've done quite a few projects together. And so thank you to JA of the Tucson area. That's awesome.
Hi, Beth. This is Jeanette.
Hi, Jeanette.
I had to follow your technical directions, but thanks so much for just a moment. I'm so glad that Mike referenced Jerry Schwartz. I'm Vice President of JA USA and have had the privilege of partnering with Jerry the last several years at the National Student Leadership Summit which is the Competition for JA Company program in DC. I had the privilege of meeting Ryan this year, and I too, Ivan, joined the ranks of purchasing from BTO and love using the speaker. But I think it's the key message that I wanted to share was the appreciation of what Jerry shares with our kids. So there's up to 75 kids who come together for this event, having never met each other. They come from all over the U.S. And we do the networking event with Jerry first thing, and the buzz and the excitement of and the level of volume of the kids literally leaning in to talk to each other, going through the exercise Jerry shares, so they actually experience the value of networking. And a lot of the feedback from the surveys given to the kids show the value of being able to network and really get to know, put some faces to some names immediately adds an incredible richness to the entire summit experience. So deep appreciation. We love that BNI is such a mentor, because these kids are either their own future entrepreneurship leaders or somebody else's employee in the future. And the lessons learned from BNI are life-changing and frankly gives them an edge and a step up to make a difference in their own careers. So on behalf of the JA kids that you impact globally, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well,
more than welcome, and on Jerry's behalf, I know you're welcome from him too.
Yeah, absolutely. Beth, if someone wanted to volunteer for a JA program, how would they do that? Who would they contact? You want them to contact you? Is there a specific person at JA?
So the best thing for them to do would be to go on ja.org, which is the website, and find their local JA guys and gals and share with them, you know, that they're interested, what can they do. The only way I can get them plugged in is to connect them with their local folks. So you can either email me and let me know you're interested, BethMeisner@bni.com, or you can go straight to ja.org, find your local organization, and simply email them and get plugged in.
And if
there's not a JA in your area,
if they do go straight to the website, please reach out. If you do that, reach out to Beth and let her know that you're participating, because one of the things with Business Voices is we want the stories. We want to hear the stories. That's, let your voice be heard through the story of how, maybe something impacted you there. So please connect with Beth.
Right, those stories are so important. Pictures, videos, and what I was going to say is, if there's not a JA in your area and you feel like this is something that's maybe calling out your name, contact the folks at JA USA, again through the website, ja.org, and find out what it might take to become a JA director in your area, if that's something that maybe you have a referral for someone who is interested, or that you want to talk to about it, that gets the bug and wants to be a JA director. I know that they are looking to expand as well. When we were looking for a strategic alliance partner, JA was definitely the one most closely aligned with BNI. So in just about all the franchises we have, they also have JA groups there as well.
All right.
Anything else to add, Ivan, or are we ready to promote our next webinar?
Yes, I think we're ready to promote and wrap up today.
Awesome. Well, thank you to our special guests for coming on, Annabella, Ryan, Melinda, and our special surprise guests, Aaron and yes, Jeanette. Thank you so much. That was really a delight to have you guys with us, and to have the surprise guest coming in too. So our next webinar is going to be really interesting, and we're doing this strategically right around Thanksgiving, because it's the time to rejoice and to eat a whole lot, and there are a lot of young kids and teenagers in our country that are struggling in that regard. We know that there are a lot of food deserts in the inner cities, and we have an organization coming on, and a former BNI member who got so involved with this organization that he's now working with them more full-time and not so much in his for-profit business. The organization is Feed the Need. The guest is Steve Sargent, and we're working on a very special closed hush-hush secret right now of a special celebrity guest. We've got one of two celebrity guests that we're working toward getting to come on and share why it's so important for young people in school to eat well. So what Feed the Need has been doing, just in quick synopsis, is getting organized effort with the community members to go to the local grocery stores who have their day-old and two-day-old produce that they've got to pull off the market and create free farmers markets in the inner city for families with kids who have no other way. These kids are eating at Del Taco, not that anything's wrong with Del Taco, but they're eating at fast food places, they're buying food in 7-Eleven, they're not getting proper nutrition with fruits and vegetables and eating real food in that way. So it's phenomenal what they're doing and the impact they're having on the kids in our cities. And so I thought it would be great to hear more about that, and people may be interested in getting involved and learning what BNI is doing and how BNI members and BNI chapters are supporting this effort. So that's going to be on November 16th. 12 noon Central Time Zone, same webinar format. We'll be sending links and posting links on our Facebook page. You can find everything there. And those links, we need you to help us get people on these webinars. So we need you to share those links, take them to your chapter, let the chapters know they can go to the Facebook page and register for these calls. I think when you hear who our celebrity guest ends up being, that will help people really want to come on and get more information from these folks on what they're doing, and then also from our celebrity guests. This will conclude our Fall 2015 series for Business Voices. We're doing these webinars in series now rather than just running them every month, because that gets a little bit monotonous both for people registering, and our travel schedule doesn't always permit for that as well. So we'll be doing a spring series. We'll let you all know in the SuccessNet newsletter and our Facebook page when you can plug into the spring series. But this will be our final fall series, Feed the Need, November 16th. You'll find the link at the BNI Foundation Facebook page. Any closing comments, Ivan, from you?
Yes, where can they listen to? We'd love to have them send people to listen to this webinar that we just did, this recorded webinar, because we've recorded this. Where can they go to listen to the recorded webinar so that they can send this to their fellow BNI members and other business people?
Great question. We are going to be loading a link to this recording as soon as it's converted and put onto YouTube, and that link will be showing up at the BNI Foundation Facebook page again, and we'll also be posting it for those of you who are in BNI. We have a BNI Foundation BNI Connect group, and we'll be putting the link in the BNI Connect group as well. So watch those two places for this link, and yes, please share it. This was a great call, I think great information. And again, thank you to all our guests. We'll see you all next month.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.